The Aviation Matters bring you all the latest information and events across the country under the Honorable Minister of Aviation on executives, policies, projects, and everything that's related to the aviation transportation industry. Stay tuned every week on this channel.
In recent years, domestic and overseas passenger traffic has risen steadily at an average of 10% per annum. Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, the nation's main gateway, accounting for over 60% of the total passengers and aircraft movements. A recent report released on air transportation by the National Bureau of Statistics disclosed that in the second quarter of 2021, a total of 5.3 million domestic passengers traveled by air between January and June 2001. These figures represented a 6% increase when compared to 4.9 million recorded in 2020. According to the report, Murtala Mohammed Airport, Lagos, has a total of 1.63 million domestic passengers, accounting for 30.8% of the recorded domestic travels in the first quarter of 2021. Murtala Mohammed International Airport is one of the main airports in Nigeria. Located in Ikeja, Lagos State, the airport serves as an aviation hub in the country. The airport was named after former Nigerian military head General Murtala Mohammed. On this episode, we'll be focusing on the airport, where the airport manager, Mrs. Shina Abba, will take us on a journey of its history, services rendered by FAN, and many more.
Lagos Airport started, I think, at the now MM2, but in 1979, this place was commissioned. This international terminal was commissioned in 1979, and it's been in operation since then. And it has grown in leaps and bounds. I think it was commissioned with a capacity for 2 million passengers per year, but pre-COVID we were doing about 10 million per annum before COVID. So it has gone through a lot of transformations. So many private hangars have sprung up, both international and domestic, because in the initial period it was just domestic, international, then few general aviation being done by aero contractor and some other, I think Bristol, but now we have a lot of them. We have it has grown passenger wise, cargo wise. So Murtala Mohammed airports have 4 terminals. We have the domestic terminal 1, we have the MM2, but we call it domestic terminal 2. We have the international terminal, and we have the cargo terminal. And the cargo terminal serves as our pilgrims terminal 2 during the pilgrimage. So those are the terminals here, and everyone of us is busy. We do a lot of cargo with 2 major handling companies, NACO and SACO. Then domestic too, we have so many airlines. I think about total more than 15 domestic airlines operating into Lagos. International, we have about 28 operating into Lagos as we speak, and we do have average of 32 flights in a day, because we have those that does twice. We have some airlines that comes twice daily. For pre-COVID, we used to have like Awa and Sky. They come like 4 times a day. That's Ghana, Lagos, and or Accra, Lagos. But for now, we do about 32 flights in a day, and all with good number of passengers.
The consistent rise in passenger and aircraft movement has spawned a thriving service industry. The consistent rise in passengers and aircraft movement has spawned a thriving service industry, driven not by private sector profit motives, but also by innovation and strong desire to satisfy customers. The airport is being repositioned as a regional hub by the federal government of Nigeria. The airport consists of an international and domestic terminal, located about 1 kilometer from each other. The international terminal was opened in March of 1979. The domestic terminal was relocated to the old Lagos domestic terminal in 2000 after a devastating fire. While Murtala Mohammed Airport is built and managed by Kotney Aviation Services, on this ground, the airport manager noted the need for more capacity at the airport and confirmed that the newly constructed terminal will soon be commissioned.
We don't have the capacity, and that's what brought about the new terminal. So we are calling it Terminal 2, Murtala Mohammed International Airport Terminal 2. And by the time it becomes operational, this place becomes Terminal 1. There's real need for that capacity. Because like I said, when the airport was built, it was built for like 2 million passengers in a year. Now we do more than 10. So definitely know that so many things are overstretched and the capacity is grossly inadequate. But by the time the new terminal is operational, we're going to have a lot of airlines operating from the other terminals. I want to believe very soon, sooner than we think, maybe before the end of the year, because every other thing is like ready.
The Nigerian international airports, notably in Abuja, Calabar, Kano, Lagos, and Port Harcourt, are leading cargo centers. An important segment of the air transport sector, the air freight business is kept alive by a combination of shippers, airlines, leading courier firms such as UPS and DHL, and handling companies. All the essential components in the sector, airlines, passengers, aircrafts, crew, service providers are working in harmony to deliver a safe and economically sound air transport system that meets national and international standards.
This cargo terminal is another session of MMA. Here we deal with the cargo, import, export, and some other things here. It is part of funnel revenue, mainly on cargo session.
Airport manager Shina Abba talks about the services Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria renders at the airports.
FAN is the airport operator. We operate the airport. So every other agency is a service provider. And our major duty, just like our core value, is first and foremost security, safety, and passenger comfort. So all that we do is around these three main values. And we are to profitably manage the airport. So what do? We provide all the facilities for the airlines to operate from the runways. The MMA has 2 runways, 18 right and 18 left. We'll call it 18 right, 18 left. 2 runways, about 7 taxiways. And if I may say, it's the biggest airport in Nigeria is at today. The busiest airport as at today in Nigeria. So from aircraft operation to passenger facilitation, security, meet and greet, those are core work. Then in ensuring this, what do we do? How do we go about it? So we now have different units and departments that does that. For security, we have the aviation security that do the crowd control, access control, ensuring that we don't have people encroaching into the airport, surveillance, patrol, regular patrol, do patrol for aircraft too, escorting aircraft just to ensure that they are not, we don't have vandals or whatever affecting the aircraft. So that security, we have the operations department that is in charge of landing, parking, ensuring that the runways are okay, safe for passenger, for aircraft movement, ensuring that the bridges are okay where the aircraft are going to dock, ensuring that the apron are well kept, just to make sure that it's okay. That's on the air side. On the land side, they are in charge of passenger facilitation. When the passenger lands, there's a minimum time he's supposed to spend in the airport, so we ensure that passengers don't overstay. So what are those things that can make them overstay? Maybe conveyor belt, immigration, custom, toll test and all this. So we ensure that at every point in time, all these services are not done by fan. They are being monitored and supervised to ensure that quality service is given to passengers. Then we have concessionaires, shops. People are traveling, they will eat. We have duty free, want to buy things outside and all those things. We ensure the cleanliness of the airport, the toilets and everything is always kept just to ensure the comfort of the passengers. We generate funds from passenger service charge. Every passenger traveling out, departure, pays PSC, both domestic and international. Airlines pay landing. If they overstay, I think 3 hours, they pay for parking. We collect cargo too. We have cargo surcharge, air cargo fee, then land. People pay for land. People pay for offices, shops, fuel surcharge. On every liter of fuel that goes into the aircraft, there's a percentage that comes to fan. Adverts, we do advertisement, and then you saw most people pay royalty anyway. Royalty, that because we are the one giving you the enabling environment to do the business. You pay like 5% of your total gross to fan. That's, in other climes they call it royalty. That's giving you the access. Then you pay for queues, that's checking, pay for aviation bridge, passenger support service, access gates, toll gates. Most of our car parks are now automated, so you pay for parking, you pay for whatever. I used to tell people that the only thing you don't pay for in the airport is the air you breathe.
The year 2020 will not be forgotten in a hurry, owing to the global disruption in all fields of human endeavors, largely because of the outbreak of the novel coronavirus, codenamed as COVID-19. As a measure, passengers were made to undergo a compulsory COVID test or proof of being fully vaccinated before gaining entrance into the country.
Portets are the ones in charge. There's a Nigerian protocol for coming into Nigeria from the Presidential Steering Committee on COVID-19. So regularly they give us the protocol that you need to have. But number one, and it's still in force, is before you come to Nigeria, you must do a COVID test, PCR, not rapid. That's 72 hours before coming into Nigeria. That's one. Number two, you're going to go into the portal, that's Nigerian portal, and register that you are coming in, because when you arrive, after 7 days, you still have to do another test. So you are expected to register and pay for that test on arrival. Now, of recent, like some months back, during the third wave, some countries were put on red alert. That's South Africa, India, Brazil, and Turkey, 4 of them. So if you are coming from that place, you have to, apart from doing your test, when you come in, you have to quarantine in a government established quarantine center. But I think as of last week, India have been removed from that list. But I think South Africa, Turkey, and Brazil are still on the list. That's on protocol. Now, when you now arrive Nigeria, we still have test your temperature, check your test results. If you are negative, then you will now be allowed to go. Then we have some facilities in place, signages, what you are supposed to do, the protocol. When you're in the building, you have to put on your mask throughout. It's only when you need to get to like check-in counter to check your passport, you remove it a little so that they can recognize you. And when you get to immigration, but those areas we have counter shields, so even when you remove it, you don't have direct contact with the passenger. Then if you see it, we have social distancing markings. So when you are in the queue, you have the markings. It's supposed to be between 1.5 to 2 meters, but because of our own capacity, we did 1.5 meters distancing. So our counters are shielded. We did a social distancing. We have a lot of signages, information, and regularly, I think you must have heard 1 or 2 announcements are made for people. Then coming in now, that's on arrival.
She said FAN is ready to partner with competent private investors to develop such extra needed aviation services and facilities. Willing private investors with their experts and financing are welcome to set up such facilities at a good location at the airport. This will assist greatly in realizing government's drive to make the country the hub for aviation in West Africa through provision of capacity for aircraft repair and maintenance.
Lots of business opportunities. We have lands that is a lease to people. FAN does not sell land, but we lease land to people for various businesses, ranging from hotels, catering, people sell vehicles. We will have a garden that someone uses for reception, Jalobia garden along the line, filling stations, fuel farms. So many businesses that people can do within the airport. And recently, all the international airports have been designated as economic zones. So economic zones, free economic zone. So you can come in, manufacture and export. So there are a lot of businesses people can do. We have borrow the change because of the borrow the change, car hire, limousine, logistics, car park. We have private people that run car parks. We have private people, like I said earlier on, that run terminals. If you have your money, give you money, you can build a terminal. We have MROs, we have hangars, we have a lot of investment.
Studies prove that it can cost 5 times more to attract a new customer compared to retaining an old customer. Great customer service is key to retention, and therefore it is critical for business to provide consistently excellent service.
We have customer service desks. In the picture you have in 2 different areas. You can always walk up to them and tell them, this is a problem that I have. Like I said earlier on too, we are just the operator. There are so many service providers that we don't have direct control over. Let me use the word control over. Yes, we can supervise them, you can ensure they do the right thing. But then they have people they report to. You have like police, immigration, customs, quarantine, a lot of agencies, government agencies, and unfortunately most of the time the altercation issues are always between passengers and this, because they are the one that have this direct relationship or direct dealings with them, except our own aviation security. Every other fun activities like ensuring you provide the enabling environment. Okay, belt, I'm not going to be the one that will put the bag on the belt, but as fine I have to ensure that the conveyor belt is working fine. The scale, I'm not the one that is going to measure it, but the scale, the weighing scale must be working. The screening machine must be working. That is my own. But then we still have customer service, whereby if you walk up to them, they will take it up, follow you to whoever, and ensure that you get justice or you are well treated. Then at the arrival, we have the payback desk. This enabling business. There's an app too. You can lay your complaint and it will be taken up.
On the challenges the airport is currently facing, she said,
This building is 40-something years old. So you can imagine, capacity is an issue. Capacity is an issue. Aged equipment, facility are issues. But to me, the major challenge is people, the crowd that comes to the airports. There are many, and when you know, people say you're not doing enough. Say, look, if you don't allow them in, they stay outside. So if either you have sea of people outside or sea of people inside. You know, I think to me, it's a cultural thing again. One person is traveling, 10 people will escort that person. One person is traveling, 2 people will escort the person. But the major challenge is because the airport is within the metropolis. It's within the metropolis. I was in Ibadan airport a few weeks ago, less than 2 weeks. From the gate to the east side, it's like about 4 or 5 kilometers. So if you don't have anything genuine you want to do, you will go there. And this one from Afaluku, someone will just have to trek and come to the airport. So that is one major thing. Then the capacity, like I said, the hall is small, very small for the number of passengers. But that one will soon be a thing of the past as soon as the terminal is open.